Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. John Hood, we had an interesting discussion on the show last week. What didn't you get a chance to say that you'd like to have said?
Oh, so many things. We just don't even have time. But
go ahead. We've got all the tape in the world.
All right, but I will zero in on the conversation we had about disaster relief, and I made the point that when we have too much subsidized development on the coast, you're basically distorting the risks and the prices associated with it. I just wanted to reinforce the point that insurance as a concept is not always what people think it is. They will say things like, well, insurance is when I can get things cheaper. I mean, because otherwise, if it's not insured, if I'm not insured, then I don't get as much as I want. Insurance is somehow to get things cheaper. And that's not what insurance is at all. Insurance is a risk management device. Mm-hmm. And in the long run, you should not expect to ever get back from any insurer what you paid. There's something impossible to sustain about a system like that. The problem here is we have lots of people who live inland who are paying higher premiums than they ought to. And I'm not talking about the federal this one, I'm talking about things like the state beach plan. They're paying higher premiums than they ought to for their risk in order to subsidize the risks of other people. And the argument in favor of that some people on the coast are, well, but these people come and vacation on the coast and therefore why shouldn't they help to pay the cost of mitigation and so forth? And the answer is they will do that by patronizing businesses on the coast. If a coastal hotel or rental property or restaurant is insured at the proper rate, which is probably going to be higher, they are going to try to recover that cost from their customers. If they have a lot of customers, they can recover the cost. So people who live in Winston-Salem will help pay the cost. But if they don't have as many customers, it's up to them. Insurance is not a device to redistribute income from one group to the other. It's not its purpose.
This is an excellent point, and I wish I had thought to raise it, because the people in the rest of the state are, in fact, and the same is true with the mountains too, by the way. Mountain rates are not quite as high as they are on the coast.
It has to really do proximity to water. And there is one argument against what I'm saying that I do have some
But you're not going to bother to tell us that?
Of course I will, because you said we had unlimited time. The argument is simply that the flood maps are out of date. And so people don't know how much risk that they're facing because they based their decision about whether to purchase a property on outdated flood maps. That's actually a pretty good argument, but there's a solution to that. Let's work on the flood maps.
Interesting. Well, thanks for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.